Back behind bars, all because of an appointment mix-up. That's what attorneys say is the reality for Jacob Wideman. When he was 16, he murdered his roommate at summer camp in Flagstaff and was granted parole after serving 30 years in prison. But he's back in prison for the past 6 years and is fighting to get out.
Team 12's Bianca Bono was the only reporter in court today for a hearing in this case. She's live outside the Central Court building tonight with details. Bianca.
Yeah, guys, for decades, the family of the victim has said Wideman deserves to spend the rest of his life behind bars. But Wideman's attorney says he served his time and was thrown back in prison for a minor mix-up over an appointment.
This is not a game. This is his life.
A passionate plea from Jacob Wideman's attorney in court to release his client from prison.
It's as serious as I've ever seen, and he deserves to be treated in accordance with the law.
Jacob Wideman's criminal story dates back to 1986 when he was 16 years old. He was in Flagstaff for a summer camp and stabbed his roommate, 16-year-old Eric Kane, to death.
Everyone who knew Jake, everyone who knew Eric, anyone who knew their families were completely shocked.
Wideman's case is chronicled in a podcast called Violation. It's hosted by Beth Schwartzapfel of the Marshall Project, who has interviewed Wideman dozens of times.
He never disputed that he did something terrible, and his punishment was not unjust.
Wideman confessed and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years served. After 30 years behind bars, Wideman was released on home arrest in 2016. But that wouldn't last a year. Wideman's parole officer asked him to make an appointment with a psychologist, so Wideman called and left a voicemail for the doctor.
The psychologist didn't call it back in time, and they arrested him.
Wideman has been back behind bars ever since.
He's been in prison for 6 years because of that.
Wideman has now filed a special action with the court, arguing the state's clemency board violated his due process rights. Their attorney disagrees.
How often Mr. Wideman delayed getting done what the the parole officer asked him to do suggests that he was avoiding complying and trying to manipulate the system.
After hearing both sides Friday, the case now lies in the hands of the judge.
You should release him, and if you're not willing to do that, at a bare minimum, he needs to be given what the law demands he be given.
And obviously, Wideman's attorney making it very clear he believes the judge should order him to be put back on parole, but the judge can also order the clemency board to hold another revocation hearing. The attorney for the clemency board says they are prepared to do that. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca.